Alright, so I realized there wasn't really an intro or an outro to the last video, and I wanted just to record this before I do the second one. All we're doing in this video is putting the cam back in and putting the sprocket and the cam gear on, as well as the time chain. There's not a whole lot to it. It's just videos of me putting the engine together. If it helps you, great. If you have any questions about stuff, I by no means am a genius with any of this stuff, but I'll help out with however I can. There is a LS group that I've been in on Facebook, and it's been helping me a whole lot. We got the fuel pump from Holley, the C3 in-tank EFI. We're gonna run flex fuel on it. It's naturally aspirated, so it's not gonna get a crazy bump. Hopefully we'll see something though, because I'm trying to get it to 500 wheel. For the cooling system, we're going to be going with the Champion. It's got the relays, the fans, and the radiator. That'll be great to have. I might have to find a mid-mount accessory drive kit. I'm looking at Holley for that. If I say something wrong, you know what I mean. But yeah, we got 4 months to get it done. I got a wedding coming up, and I'd like to have it done by then. Might have to hold off on some of the upgrades I'd like to do, just because of the time frame. But yeah, this video is not put together professionally at all. The only reason why I have a nice thumbnail is because I got ChatGPT. It's just clips of me throwing stuff together. So if it helps you, great. If you need any help with your LS swap, there's a huge group on Facebook. I'd get in that and ask them questions. If it's something small, I can help you with it. Just comment and I'll help you out as soon as I can. I just got the new valley cover with the DOD O-rings. I'll show you that here in a minute. But right now I'm taking these little plugs, blocking off these little oil galleys. You got to get a hammer and hit these flat, but this will stop oil from spraying up into here. We got all the plugs in. Now I'm gonna wait to put the cover on because I got to put the cam in still, and I'll probably do one more flush with the WD-40 and brake clean and air. I've been cycling through that, and it's been cleaning it out pretty well. Yeah, we'll get the cam in there. I have a new oil pan coming in, a 3022. We'll get that on. And I got the front timing cover coming in too. And then everything will be sealed off outside of the face, which I have to clean the face up. And then put the heads, send them to the machine shop, get them back and put them on, then we're good. Here is a new cam, all shiny and beautiful. Over here, we got LS3 Stage 3 V2 BTR cam. Over here's just the other end. We're about to clean it up and get it all nice and lubed up and installed. Well, yeah, we're finally getting the cam in. I sprayed it with a whole bunch of brake cleaner. I'm just letting it, I'm about to hit it with the air hose to blow everything off of it. And then we'll get our high viscosity lubricant, assembly lube, and get it in. I just blew it out with some more brake cleaner, and then blew it out with air and then brake cleaner, then air, and followed it up with some WD-40. But yeah, it's almost time. I messed up and got my hands coated, so y'all are gonna get a view from here since it's where I could kick my phone over. On the journals, we put a whole bunch of assembly lube since we can't reach the back 4 cam bearings to get them lubed up. So we got the first one up, or lubed up, but We're gonna get them in. Oh, I hate that. Okay, we made it to the next one. Oh, I hate holding this thing up like this. Let's not get y'all that shot. There we go. Okay, we're gonna push past. Oh, this feels so wrong. Yep. Okay. I don't want to pull it out, so I'm going to lube up the back journal so it'll slide into the back cam bearing, and I'm just going to put a stupid amount on right now. I'll put it on the front lobe too. Okay, I can get 3 of the 5 journals lubed up right now from right here. I probably should have been doing it the whole way. That probably would have been smarter, but we're going to do it now. I need better leverage, but this hole ain't big enough to get a screwdriver in there or nothing. I'm trying to use my brain. Lining up with the last one. Everything's lined up except this last one. And I don't really have enough leverage to lift on this thing. Okay, hold on. We're gonna use our brain. Okay, I'm gonna get new gloves and try to use some of the cam screws for the gear on there, the top gear, top sprocket, to align it a little bit better. Oh, that worked. This looks weird, but I don't know how lubricator is supposed to have this thing. I might take it out and put some more on there. This could be one huge joke right now, but I'm not trying to make it one. Yeah, I'm gonna pull it back out. Not completely out. Sorry, not completely out, but just to where I can pour lube through the little holes up here. I know I don't know those names and stuff, but we're getting it done. Okay, we reached the 4th one. We're just gonna put a whole lot on all of them. Okay, 4 done. Will that fall on my phone? There we go. There's 1, and then we'll get 5 when it pops back through here in a second. C5 down at the end. We're gonna get some on there. There we go. Rotate it. Oh yeah. Dude, this stuff's big. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. Okay. Cam's in. Where the hell did I get this from? Now we got a T40 Torx, and we're gonna grab our our torque wrench, and we're gonna put the retainer plate on there. Okay, here's our cam retainer plate. This goes on next. It's T40 are the bolts we're gonna use for it. These here, and we're gonna torque them down to 10 foot-pounds.
Are the little babies inside?
Yep. I got 1%, so I can't talk much, but we're gonna line this with the top dead center line with the cam and put it on there, and also throw the timing chain on right now, and we'll get the gear screwed in. I'm trying to think fast, my brain ain't working, so. We got these 3 bolts tightened to 26 foot-pounds. We got it on, but I messed up because I don't have the socket to tighten these bolts down. So now we got the timing chain dampener bolts in. They're 2 1/2-inch, or they need 2 1/2-inch. Goodness. It's a 1/2-inch socket and they need to be 18 foot-pounds. I have to wait for 2 days because I'm on shift tomorrow. So I'm just gonna go ahead and slap the valley cover on here. We plug these. These have little O-rings there. Fit over the top of those for the AFM delete. And then we're gonna put the timing cover and the oil pan on without the oil pump, just to keep it clean until we can get back. Okay, we got the new Melling pump on. There's 4 bolts. We snugged them down and then rotated the engine, get it centered in there so we didn't have to shim it. And then we tightened the 4 bolts down to 18 foot-pounds. Our windage tray would hit right here. It was too tall when we tried to put wherever it went, the oil pan on there. So we had to cut it here. It said to do it in the instructions. I know I made it right here, not too pretty, but I got all the burrs off. And then I cut my notch here for my pickup tube. And it's all fitting good. Having problems finding the bolts right here because I thought I might get a new windage tray with it. I was already pre-cut, but had to get my own windage tray or reuse it. Had to get my own gasket. Probably gonna change out the spring and the oil pump, because I'm gonna swap it over to the blue high pressure one. Because we're gonna be revving up sometimes to about 7,000 RPMs. I think it's safe to have one then, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. We got the window straight cut, now we're trying to get the pickup tube in, but this doesn't fit there good enough to really bite down. We got this one down. Those get torqued to 106 pounds, but I'm having trouble getting this one torqued down because I can't get it to bite because the pickup tube's in the way. I had to order, I can get it. So I heated it up and busted this bit out, this hex head, and got it to fit down in there. But now I can't get the socket back over it. So I ordered a long one. This is getting hard to be patient. I don't know how I haven't thrown a wrench yet, but we're gonna get that torqued down when I get off shift tomorrow. Not tomorrow, day after tomorrow. And then it can all go back together. I went up to O'Reilly's to get a, where's that? Harmonic balancer installer. And the threads were torn out on the bolt for it. So now we're waiting for that too. Yeah, it's been a big old headache, but we'll get it all put back together soon. Something that is nice is I sold the old intake for $380 and drove over to this guy in Fort Worth and bought this fast intake for him. Usually like $2,700 I think it's like $1,150 for the manifold, $700 for the throttle body, and $350 for the fuel rails plus tax or whatever all that is. And I pretty much paid $800. I gave him $1,200, but since I sold the intake beforehand, it didn't cost me that extra $800 for pretty much for the price of the throttle body. I got the whole thing. But yeah, this thing's huge. I'm gonna clean it up a little bit because it's kind of nasty. Got that bolt torqued down. We had to get a long socket. Kept the red spring in there. I think 15 more PSI. Now we're gonna put the oil pan on and the front timing cover and the crank pulley back on. We tried to get the harmonic balancer back in with this contact and can't screw it. Oh, we're gonna have to find something else. All right, we're gonna take all these springs out so we can get these shipped off and ported out. And we're doing that by putting the spacer here and then grabbing this. That'll set just like that. That'll set like that there. We'll put 2 bolts here and then tighten this down. I'll show you all to compress these springs. Okay, so we got those 2 screwed in. You're supposed to do all this by hand. A little past hand tight. And then all we're gonna do is take this nut here, start tightening it down. I'll show you all when they're compressed. If you get it to compress at the right angle, they'll pop right up. The top ones get stuck, so if you flip that little retainer around, come straight out. It'll come straight out, and then I gotta get this one out, but this spring's free now. This one was stuck, and it was just opening up the exhaust valve. So I raised it back up and hit it a couple times with the butt of this screwdriver, and now the retainers came out. Now we went ahead and backed this bolt out. Obviously both valves are loose. We're gonna go ahead and take these 2 off and shift them over here to get these 2 out. Come out now. We got every single one of them off on that head. Now we got this one. Trying to figure out why the intake manifold is so tall. And I talked to a couple people and they said they're taller than the stock ones. Well, I was thinking there's no way they're taller by this much. It's RT, not a R, so this is for trucks. We're not gonna have enough hood clearance and the Corvette for this, so I have to sell the manifold and try to find just the LSX. I don't know who I'm gonna sell this manifold to. The dude that had it up on Marketplace list says a LSX and put a picture from an LSX and not a, or with the R, not a RT. Not really sure what I'm supposed to do. I guess just sell it and try to find a XR. I'm now trying to get this harmonic bouncer back on. Don't go to O'Reilly's and rent the little installer. It doesn't thread in enough or thread in at all for you to install the nut on the back to push it in. But I went and picked up an Aries off of Amazon. It was like 20 bucks. It threaded completely in. And now I'm just spinning this, which is pushing on that bearing and spinning this. They're pushing this in. So we're gonna have this kind of center itself, and then we'll snug these down. This has a little bit of play in it right now. Then some RTV and sealed up. I've been trying to get this thing set up for 45 minutes. I don't know if it's because it was 45 bucks or what, but I can't get this needle sit flat on this thing on either end because the block's aluminum, so there's nothing to attach it to on it. Can't set it on the harmonic bouncer because then just move with it. Trying to set it back here won't work. Try to set it up on the toolbox, won't work. I don't understand. I've watched YouTube videos. I don't even get how you're supposed to make this work. But if you're thinking about doing this, just think it over really good before you start on it.